Yo, what up everybody, it's me, Fitness65. I'm re-uploading this video. Sorry about that, I had to eat that. That's some good stuff right there, hamburger helper. But yeah, I'm back and I'm making another video. I hadn't made a video in a while, so I just thought I'd bring up two topics. Now, my other video that I did re-upload, I didn't like how that video was, so I'm redoing this video. Really, there's only two topics I wanted to talk about. The first is going to be RVD winning the TNA World Heavyweight title. Now, RVD won the TNA World Heavyweight title yesterday on TNA Impact, and I was pretty excited, but at the same time I was thinking in my head, scratching my head, why would TNA put the belt on RVD or have an RVD AJ Styles match on free TV? It just wouldn't make any sense. I mean, to me, what TNA should have did, and I think everybody else would agree, or they're saying this in their videos too, is they should have had RVD and Jeff Hardy go one-on-one in the main event, which should have been the main event of that show. That could have gave them a lot more time than the time that they had on Impact yesterday, and then have RVD go over and then sort of build RVD chasing AJ Styles for the World Heavyweight title, and then finally pull the trigger and have RVD win the belt at the next pay-per-view, which is, I believe, Sacrifice. Would have made a whole lot of more sense, and you would have drew in a lot more people, and that pay-per-view would have got a lot of buy rates just based on that match alone, and then RVD winning the title. But TNA didn't do that, so now TNA didn't do that, so now they just put themselves, TNA just didn't do that, so they just ended up going with RVD, AJ Styles, and then having RVD winning the belt. Now, I don't have a problem with RVD winning the title, but again, like I said, they should have built up to RVD against AJ Styles, or built up to RVD's title win. It would have made a whole lot more sense. And if TNA wants to make a lot of money, they got to start focusing on their pay-per-view buy rates and hyping up and putting a lot more, investing a lot more into their pay-per-views. And if they would do that, then they would get a lot of good buy rates for their pay-per-views, because Impacts, even though Impacts are sort of important shows, the pay-per-views are where TNA is supposed to be making their money at, and that's what TNA's not really been doing. But if TNA could do that, then they'll make a whole lot of money and they'll be in a pretty good spot. But they just wanted to shock everybody, surprise everybody, and get everybody talking, which they did, and thus they got they did what they did, and they got people talking, and I believe they got a pretty good rating for that Impact from yesterday. They got a 1.0, I believe, for that Impact, based on that Impact alone. So TNA really did do something, and they got people talking. But in my opinion, it was just a bad mistake to have RVD win the title, RVD AJ Styles on Impact for free, and then have RVD go over on free TV. Just should have happened. This should have just happened on pay-per-view. Would have made a whole lot more sense, and it would have made that moment even more special on pay-per-view. But TNA did what they needed to do, and you can't argue with them, or you can't get mad at them. You can get mad at them, but you can't say this was a bad idea or whatever, because they're generating a lot of buzz with RVD winning the title, and they got a lot of people talking, so they did something right. But still, it just would have been better to have this matchup on pay-per-view and then have RVD win the belt. But that's just me. The second thing I wanted to talk about is SmackDown moving to syfy. The news happened, I believe, last week, sometime in the last part of last week, where the WWE was talking about moving SmackDown to syfy because their contract for the CW, I believe it's the CW, I'm not sure, My Network TV, whatever one of those two channels are, their contract is ending on that, so they're gonna move SmackDown to syfy. Really, I don't have a big problem with it. The problem, though, is the people that actually like watching SmackDown and that don't have cable. They won't be able to watch SmackDown because they don't have cable and they don't have channels like people like me or anybody else has, so they're going to be missing out on SmackDown, and that's going to hurt those people in a way, but at the same time you got SmackDown on YouTube, but still I think it is a sort of a bad idea moving SmackDown to Syfy when they could have found any kind of cable, any kind of network that wasn't cable related, like a Fox or some other channel that they could have put SmackDown on, but they weren't able to get they weren't able to get SmackDown in any one of those channels, so now they're going to get Syfy, and a lot of people are going to be missing SmackDown a lot. Even the ones that really don't watch SmackDown on YouTube, they're going to miss it, so it's going to hurt those type of people. But WWE had to do what they had to do, and now they're going to have one of their most popular shows now on Syfy, and at the same time I don't like the idea, but at the same time I kind of do, because it's going to be fresh and it's going to be on a new cable network, and they won't have to deal with all the stuff with CW and other channels like that. But it would have been good to have it on any one of those other channels, but again they weren't able to find a channel that they can get it on or agree on to where they wanted to put it on, so now they just had it on Syfy. But it sure worked out pretty good. But again, for those people who don't have cable, it's gonna be pretty bad for those people, but that's just how, I guess that's just how it is. But again, that's pretty much my video. Wanted to just talk about RVD winning the TNA World Heavyweight title, and then just giving my quick thoughts on SmackDown moving to Syfy, about the whole move of SmackDown moving to Syfy. At the same time, I don't like the idea, but at the same time I kind of can see where they're coming from and moving SmackDown to Syfy. But there's going to be some people who don't have cable that are going to be missing out on SmackDown. But yeah, that's just pretty much my video. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully I explained everything pretty good in this video, because I know I might have stuttered on or rambled a little bit on the SmackDown moving to Syfy kind of thing, which I wasn't trying to do, but that ended up happening. Hopefully that came out clear. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. You can rate, or you can give it thumbs up, give it thumbs down, give me a comment below giving me your thoughts on RVD winning the TNA World Heavyweight title, or SmackDown moving SmackDown moving to Syfy. Give me your thoughts of what you think about the move, and or any other thoughts that's bothering you. That's pretty much my video. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe if you're watching this for the first time. Give me your thoughts, and that's pretty much my video. Till then, Fitness 65 out. Peace.